Today I'll be demonstrating how to stretch fresh mozzarella from mozzarella stretching curd. To begin this process, you have to find the curd, which is quite hard to do. I found mine at goldenagecheese.com. To begin the process of stretching, however, you'll need to take the curd and you'll need to cut it into small pieces, as small as you can get them. Makes for better stretching. Next step is to put all the pieces, separated like this, into a large stainless steel mixing bowl. I use an 8-quart bowl. Depending on how much curd you have, I have about 3 pounds in here. Depending on how much you have, will depend on the size. I'd say 1 pound minimum would be 5-quart stainless steel bowl. Next step you'd want to do is make sure all the curd is in the bowl, and you'd want to get the curd to somewhat room temperature. So I'm just pouring warm water right out of the tap on it now and letting it sit in there for a little bit. Let it sit. And you always want to start this process when the curd's at room temperature. I'd let it sit out for maybe anywhere from 6 to 12 hours just to get the curd totally room temperature, because warm curd works the best. I'm going to empty the water off. And now I'm going to put hot water, which I use about 140 to 160 degrees. Just to, you don't want boiling water. You don't want to hurt your hands. And if the water is too hot, I recommend using a pair of gloves or something. What you're wanting to do now, when the curd's in the bowl with the hot water, is kind of take all the small pieces and be very gentle, because you don't want to knock all the butter fat out, which a lot of people don't realize. That's why the fresh mozzarella doesn't taste as good. So you want to just take your spoon, or whatever, a knife would work, and push all the bits and pieces into one ball, making it all massed together. Just let it sit like that in the water, kind of run the water over it. So what you'll have is kind of a look like that. It's kind of starting to form back together. This is going to be quite a big ball. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spoon. I'm going to let it kind of just stretch itself. You have to be very patient. You don't want to rush anything. So it's stretching itself back into one solid piece. It looks almost like a dough ball. The more you pull on it, the more butter fat is knocked out, and your cheese won't be as creamy and won't taste very good. So you might have to repeat this step depending on what your curd looks like, but usually you want a nice smooth look to it. And you always want to be shaping it into a ball like this. I'm going to let it sit back in the hot water for a little bit, just to make sure I get a total stretch. Now let's try it again. As you shape it, you want to shape it more into a ball, or some people prefer their scamorza shape, but I just make a nice pillow of mozzarella. Okay. once I have a ball, you want a nice even ball, you can either tear it or cut off the extra. Which gives you a ball. Then you want to put it in freezing cold ice water and just let it sit. I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so. And you do want ice in your water. And when you pull it out, you'll have a ball of fresh stretched mozzarella. It's ready to eat. And it will be the freshest stuff you'll ever have. Thank you for watching.